Alrighty, so we're back, and now we have sound. I hope it's not too loud. It shouldn't be. It's not a particularly
What
loud
now, I
game.
wonder?
Okay, I'll take that back. Never mind. You need to be shushed. You need to be shushified. I suppose because the voice volume's so high. Let's try it now. Shall we try it now? Come on. Okay, he's not too bad now. Should be fine. And in we go into the inn. And we got a whole bunch of these guys. These guys in the green cloaks, they're like your, sort of like your walkthrough guys. You know, in most games, they sort of hit you over the head with the walkthrough. Do this, now do this, do this now, do this now. But these people are just here, so if you want some tips, you can talk to them, and they will give you some advice and stuff like that. Anyway, let's go over here to this guy.
My hotel's as clean as an elven arse.
Well, hello there, young one. Come to visit your old pal Winthrop, have ye? Well, don't forget the 5,000 gold piece book entrance fee, as per Candlekeep custom, don't you know? So, yeah, now you've got some options to choose what you want to say. You always were a big kidder, Winthrop. Yeah, just having a bit of fun with you, my friend. Them monks may be walking about with them poles in their nethers, but you know you're always welcome here in my sight. Gorion did well by you, he did. So is there anything I can do for you? Some drinks, a room to sleep, or anything to buy? Sure, what do you have? Now, in this game, sleeping is necessary. It's very necessary. You can either camp in the middle of nowhere, but then guards can come after you, and you can get interrupted, and some not nice things can happen. Or you can rent a room. So you can see that the rooms have a cost, and then you can rent them for a night. So you've got peasant, you've got merchant, you've got noble, you've got royal. The higher level rooms, I think they regen your health faster, or I'm not sure exactly what they do. I think they regen your health faster. Anyway, I'm going over to this tab because I want to buy some stuff. I've only got 120 gold. So yeah, let's have a look. All I've got on me is this rubbishy quarterstaff. So let's see if we can get a long sword. I want a long sword. I've got a two-handed sword. I want... Okay, let's right-click on it to see what its stats are. And all of the items in this game, every single one of them, they have a whole write-up, okay? And this is a bastard sword. It's got statistics over here. Damage is 2d4. Damage type is slashing, weight is 10, speed factor 8, proficiency type large sword, type one-handed, not usable by druid, cleric, mage, thief. What the hell does all of that mean? Not usable by? Well, I would think that's kind of, you know, it's not usable by those classes. Type is one-handed, so you use it in one hand. Proficiency type, it's a large sword, so remember that when we were on that character screen in the last episode, we had to select proficiencies, so this is the large sword type. Speed factor, that's how fast you hit with it. I'm not entirely sure how that works, because I never really got like a rule book or anything saying how any of these things worked. I just sort of figured them out by myself and with friends that I sometimes that also played this game sometimes. Now we've got the weights, because everything in this game has weights. I don't know if you've played Skyrim. It's a little bit like that, except you cannot carry nearly as much. You aren't like the most strong thing in the universe, okay? It doesn't work that way. Damage type is slashing. In this game, for example, when you're fighting undead, blunt weapons are best against them, so the damage types are better against certain things than they are against other things. Some things will just be completely immune to certain things. It can be very unforgiving if you don't know what you're doing, and I don't know what I'm doing, so this ought to be fantastic. Damage 2d4. I think that means that the damage is rolled between 2 and 4. I'm not entirely certain. I think that's how it works though. 2d4 means that it will roll a dice between 2 and 4, and then it will roll, so it'll do something like that. You can crit and stuff like that in this game, but I think that's how it works. Now we've got the long sword. That's damage is 1d8. How much does the two-handed sword? Ooh, 1d10. That's pretty nice. But I am going to go with the long sword, and I want a shield, perhaps, at some stage. Let's see if we can get a shield. Okay, we've got the medium shield. Armor class bonus of 1. Okay, the armor in this game is just ridiculously complicated. Special +1 versus missile weapons. So if I get the large shield, I will have extra protection against missile weapons. It won't improve my armor very much, but I will have some extra protection against missile weapons. So let's get that. And I don't really want to get too much stuff. Maybe a helmet. Okay. So let's go and equip that. Now, I start off with this little quarterstaff, which is pretty worthless. In fact, the longsword does more damage than the quarterstaff, and the quarterstaff is a two-hander, so let's get rid of that. And let's slot in that weapon, let's put on a helmet, and let's equip our shield. Look at me! I'm an epic dwarf, look at me. Okay, anyway, you can see the armor over here. That's what the armor is, this little 6. If I take off the shield, it's 7. If I put on the shield, it's 6. The lower that number is, the better, okay? When that number gets like ridiculously low, that's when you start taking very, very little damage. There's a cheat you can use in the second game of this one, where you get a sword that is just the most ridiculous thing ever, but if you equip it, it gives you like an armor of like a -22, and nothing can hurt you. Anyway, the helmet, it just prevents people from critically hitting me. I don't want to get crit, as you can imagine. Now, the quarterstaff, I kind of want to get rid of it because I can't sell it, but at this stage I'm keeping onto it just in case I need it for something. Anyway, just walking around, that was locked. If I try and, I can like bash the lock, and if you're a thief you can pick the lock, but if you start doing that kind of stuff, then people get on your case. Actually that's a real...
You cannot save at this time.
What? Why can't I save? There we go. Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh! I had to uninstall the game and reinstall it. And look at this! Do you see these save games? They're here! I can't believe it. Anyway, this is the playthrough save. So let's put that there. There we go. Save successful. Let's go back. Okay, no, let's not do anything. Alright. Where am I? I've got a sword and a shield. I am looking badass. I will cut your throat, I will. Alright, let's go over here. Hello. Okay. You guys are going to have to let me know whether you enjoy me reading out these really long dialogues. But, seeing as I can't... Oh, actually no. I can't respond to him, but this is important. Ah, yes. I am back within the hallowed halls of Candlekeep. With this iron crisis upon us, the trip from Baragost was more hazardous than I care to relate. You're Gorian's ward, aren't you? My, you have come into your own, if you would permit an old man jealous of youth to say so. I left an identifier scroll with Tethtoril in the inner grounds. He should be done examining it by now, so if you could fetch it for me, I'd be grateful. Alright, and we're going to go upstairs. You can even just like randomly attack people. I've done that before. You get experience and then everyone starts trying to kill you, so it's not a good idea. There are several things you can do to cheat in this game though, but I'm not going to talk about that now. Okay, he's a sleeping man. Snort. Okay, there's a little bit of gold. And let's have a look over here. That one's locked. If you try and, like, there's no one to watch me, but sometimes when you bash open the locks, or if you pick the locks, the guard will come up the stairs. Now, you can either go with him or get fined by him, or something like that will happen, okay? And if you kill him, that's when things start going badly. So I kind of end up being a very law-abiding citizen, because I don't want to have to deal with the trouble. Okay, all of this stuff is locked. That's a little bit weird, but whatever. So let's go back downstairs. Look at me, waddle, 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 footstep, footstep, footstep. Okay, let's just walk outside. I got me sword. I got me sword! A simple task! That's what he says. Right, so we're walking over here. Hello!
Hello there.
Oh, hello! Hey, have you seen my copy of the History of Hulrua anywhere? You know how I can't stand the constant shuffling of arthritic feet up in the library, so I thought I'd get a bit of fresh air just east of here, and oh, I hate being so absent-minded. Please, if you find it, I really do need it back. Alright, let's go and fetch this person's book. There are like a bazillion side quests in this. I'm skipping all of the tutorials because honestly I can't be bothered. I just want to play the game and hack and slash and kill people. I want to kill people. defend the innocents and all that kind of stuff. They've got a little house here, open the door, and walk inside. Hello. Oh, goody goody, I've gone and found you first. You are the ward of Gorion, no doubt. I am. What can I do for you? Oh, our encounter shall be quite simple for you. Plainly put, I have made it my mission to end your life. Success will mean a little respect among my peers, so you see, you can do very little except die. I have a sword and a shield, buddy, so I don't think this is going to work too well for you. Home for a bit of a rough and tumble. I'm missing, and I'm critically missing, and we're just sort of... We're missing each other again and again and again and again, and it's quite embarrassing, and I just killed him. One shot, the finally time I actually hit him. He's dead. And he left a little dagger on the floor for me, isn't that lovely? We got a little... Okay, let's have a look over here. Okay, now, seeing as he was the person in this place, I think I might be able to get away with bashing open that lock, so I'm going to see if maybe I can force it. Come on. I have proficiency with blunt weapons, so let's have a look at this warhammer. 1d4 plus 1. No. No. Compared to 1 to 8, and I have a shield and everything. Is this the one that was locked? Okay, so let's attack it. You have failed to force the lock. You have successfully forced the lock open. There we go. I did it. Yay! Swift, you cut yourself above the brow. There. What is wrong, child? Something in your eyes tells me that something is very wrong indeed. Now, there are only two options here, and the one you sound like, I don't know, you sound like extremely frightened, but I'm a dwarf warrior! So I'm just going to say it's nothing. You know, one of the cats didn't like me petting it. Anyway, so let's just keep moving. He just walked inside and finds the guy's body parts strewn all over the place. I'll have to give him a little bit of a shock. And the book should be... There we go. Found it. Yeah, I've played this game before. How can you tell? Okay. Anyway, that's it for this episode. That is it for this episode. I'm going to be doing a couple more. But again, if you want these, you're going to have to let me know. And all that kind of stuff. Anyway, moving on. Next episode soon. Ciao.